Disrespect is rarely loud. It doesn't always scream in your face. More often, it whispers behind smiles, hides in delayed replies, lives in the way people test how far they can go with you. And here is the uncomfortable truth. No one tells you disrespect is not something people do to you. It is something they allow themselves to do, once they believe you will tolerate it. Machiavelli understood this centuries ago. He didn't talk about respect as a feeling. He saw it as a calculation. People do not respect what is kind. They respect what has consequences. And today, you'll learn how to end disrespect instantly, without yelling, without explaining yourself, without begging to be understood. Not by being aggressive, but by becoming unavoidable. Most people respond to disrespect emotionally. They argue, they over-explain, they defend their intentions, they seek fairness, and in doing so, they lose. Because the moment you explain yourself to someone who disrespects you, you accept their authority to judge you. Machiavelli would have called this a fatal error. Power does not argue. Power does not chase clarity. Power withdraws access. Disrespect survives on attention. It feeds on reaction. It grows when it senses uncertainty. So the first rule of killing disrespect is simple: never reward it with emotion. Silence, when used correctly, is not weakness, it is a message. And that message says, "You are not important enough to disturb my inner order." Machiavelli believed fear was more reliable than love. Not terror, not cruelty, but predictable consequence. Disrespect disappears the moment people understand one thing: access to you is conditional. You don't threaten, you don't warn, you don't announce boundaries, you enforce them quietly. Someone interrupts you repeatedly. You stop finishing your thoughts around them. Someone mocks you subtly. You remove warmth, not words. Someone tests your limits. You let them feel distance, not anger. And that distance must feel permanent, not dramatic. Because drama suggests you still care. Indifference suggests power. Here is what most people don't realize: explaining boundaries invites negotiation. Enforcing boundaries ends discussion. Machiavelli taught that authority is strongest when it is assumed, not declared. Kings did not beg for loyalty. They behaved as if loyalty was the only option. You must do the same. When someone disrespects you, you do not correct them. You change how they experience you. Less availability, less emotional access, less explanation, and more consistency. Nothing terrifies disrespect more than a calm person who cannot be provoked. Now let's talk about presence. Disrespect often begins before a word is spoken. It begins with posture, with eye contact, with how comfortable you are in silence. Weak presence invites testing. Strong presence discourages it. Machiavelli understood that people read power instinctively. You don't need to dominate the room. You need to be unmoved by it. Speak slower. Pause longer. Say less. Silence forces others to fill the gap, and in that gap, they reveal themselves. The one who controls the pace controls the interaction. Always. Another dark truth: people disrespect those who seek approval. Approval seeking is submission disguised as kindness. If your value depends on being liked, you will always be vulnerable to disrespect. Machiavelli would say, "It is better to be respected than adored." So stop proving yourself. Stop explaining your worth. Stop justifying your decisions. You don't owe clarity to those who haven't earned loyalty. The moment you detach your self-worth from external validation, disrespect loses its leverage, because it can no longer hurt you. And what cannot hurt you cannot control you. Let's be clear about something important. This method is not about becoming cold. It's about becoming selective. Warmth is powerful, but only when it is rare. If everyone gets access to your time, energy, and emotions, they will treat it as cheap. Scarcity creates value. Machiavelli built empires on this principle. You must build your personal authority the same way, not by demanding respect, but by making disrespect costly. Here is the final rule. Never try to destroy disrespect publicly. Do it privately, calmly, decisively. The strongest response is not confrontation, it is repositioning. You don't lower yourself to correct behavior. You raise your standards and let others adjust or disappear. And when they realize they can no longer reach you the way they used to, disrespect dies on its own, not with noise, not with conflict, but with silence. Machiavelli understood human nature better than most ever will. People follow strength. They respect consistency, and they fear losing access to what they cannot replace. So if you want to kill disrespect instantly, become someone who does not explain themselves, does not chase validation, does not react emotionally, and does not tolerate what they do not deserve. Because in the end, the darkest power is not aggression, it is self-control. But here is where most people fail. They learn how to act powerful, but they don't learn how to think powerful. And Machiavelli knew something dangerous. Power is not what you showed. Power is what others assume you can do, even when you do nothing. Disrespect begins the moment people believe there is no cost to crossing you. Not because they hate you, not because they're evil, but because human nature is opportunistic. People test limits the same way water tests cracks, and if you leak weakness, they will flow through it. One of Machiavelli's darkest insights was this: mercy without strength invites contempt. Kindness is only respected when it is clearly a choice, not a necessity. If people sense you need to be liked, need harmony, need approval, they will use that need against you. So the question is not, how do I make people respect me? The real question is, how do I remove their courage to disrespect me? The answer is not aggression. Aggression reveals insecurity. Anger exposes wounds. Machiavelli despised emotional rulers because emotions make behavior predictable, and predictability is weakness. Instead, he valued controlled unpredictability. People must never know how far you'll go, what you'll tolerate, or how little you care if they leave. This uncertainty creates hesitation, and hesitation kills disrespect. Let's talk about emotional detachment. This does not mean you become heartless. It means you stop allowing others to dictate your internal state. Disrespect is a psychological weapon. It only works if it triggers you. The moment you respond emotionally, you confirm that the attack landed. So Machiavelli's rule is brutal, but effective: never reveal what hurts you. Pain, when hidden, becomes armor. Silence becomes unsettling. Calm becomes intimidating. And the person trying to disrespect you suddenly feels exposed, because now they're reacting to you. Here's another uncomfortable truth: people respect what they fear losing. Not fear as terror, but fear as absence. The absence of your attention, your approval, your presence. If removing yourself changes nothing, you were never respected. But if your absence creates discomfort, questions, or silence, then you held power all along. You just didn't use it. Machiavelli believed reputation was everything. Not reputation as popularity, but reputation as consequence. People should associate you with outcomes. Cross this person and access disappears. Test this person and warmth turns cold. Disrespect this person and you're erased. No speeches, no threats, just patterns. Human beings learn faster from patterns than from words. Now let's address dominance without dominance. True authority never announces itself. The loudest person in the room is rarely the most powerful. Power sits back, observes, calculates. When you stop competing for attention, you automatically rise above those who do. When you stop needing to win arguments, you start winning interactions. Because the strongest position is the one that doesn't need defense. Machiavelli also warned about overreaction. Punish too harshly, and you create enemies. Punish inconsistently, and you invite chaos. But punish calmly, predictably, and without emotion, and people will police themselves around you. This is how kings ruled without speaking. This is how leaders command without force. And this is how you end disrespect before it even forms. Let's be clear, this method will cost you people. Not everyone deserves access to you. Some relationships survive only because you tolerate disrespect. When you remove tolerance, those connections collapse. And that is not loss, that is purification. Machiavelli believed weak alliances were more dangerous than enemies, because they drain power quietly. Here's the final layer. Disrespect often comes from those closest to you. Friends, colleagues, even family. Because familiarity breeds entitlement. The solution is not confrontation. It is recalibration. Change how available you are. Change how much you explain. Change how quickly you respond. Let them feel the shift. If they respect it, they stay. If they fight it, they were never loyal. And this is the ultimate Machiavellian truth. You do not need to destroy anyone. You only need to become someone who cannot be touched easily. Unreactive, self-contained, grounded in inner authority. Because the moment people realize they cannot move you, they stop trying. And that is how disrespect truly dies. Not violently, not dramatically, but quaminantly. There is one final illusion that must be destroyed, the illusion that respect comes from fairness. Machiavelli knew better. Life is not fair, people are not fair, and respect is not distributed equally. Respect is taken or withdrawn. Those who wait for justice are usually disappointed. Those who create standards are rarely disrespected. This is the final evolution of power. You stop expecting people to treat you right, and you start deciding what behavior is allowed near you. Understand this clearly. Disrespect is a signal. It reveals how others perceive your position in the hierarchy. And hierarchies exist everywhere, in friendships, in families, at work, in society. Pretending they don't exist doesn't make you noble. It makes you blind. Machiavelli respected clarity, even when it was cruel, because clarity prevents humiliation. Here is the most dangerous mistake people make. They try to fix disrespect by changing others, explaining, correcting, educating, but Machiavelli would laugh at this. You don't change people, you change incentives. Behavior follows consequence, always. If someone benefits from disrespecting you, they will continue. If disrespect costs them something, it ends. Simple, cold, effective. Now let's talk about internal authority. External respect begins internally. If you don't respect your own time, others won't. If you don't respect your own boundaries, others will erase them. If you tolerate behavior you secretly hate, you train people to hate you quietly. Machiavelli believed self-betrayal was the root of all weakness. Every time you stay silent to keep peace, when you should have withdrawn, you lose authority over yourself. And people feel that. They always do. Power is alignment. When your actions match your values, you become solid, unshakable. And solid people are hard to disrespect. Why? Because there is nothing to exploit. No overreaction, no hunger for approval, just presence. And presence is intimidating. Here is a rule few can handle. You must be willing to lose people to gain respect. Those who fear abandonment will always be disrespected. Machiavelli warned rulers about this. A leader who cannot stand alone will always be controlled. The same applies to you. The moment people realize you are comfortable walking away, they stop pushing, because leverage disappears. Let's talk about endings. Disrespect rarely ends with confrontation. It ends with replacement. You replace tolerance with standards, access with distance, emotion with control, and eventually, the people who once tested you either adjust or vanish. Both outcomes are victories. Now here is the final Machiavellian lesson. True power is invisible. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't threaten. It doesn't explain. It simply is. When you enter a room, nothing needs to be said. Your calm speaks. Your restraint speaks. Your consistency speaks. People feel it. And what people feel, they respect. So if you want to kill disrespect instantly, stop reacting, stop explaining, stop chasing fairness. Withdraw warmth, withdraw access, withdraw availability. Become selective, become controlled, become unmoved. Not everyone deserves your energy. Not everyone deserves your presence. And not everyone deserves an explanation. Machiavelli understood this long before us. The strongest response is not aggression, it is self-mastery. Because the person who controls themselves controls the game, and the one who controls the game is never disrespected.